Hello everyone, my name is Selena. Today I want to share my story with you. It's real, painful, and honestly, it changed my life forever. So let's begin. I grew up in a small town in Georgia. Quiet streets, little houses, everybody knowing everybody's business. My parents were very traditional, real strict. We went to church every Sunday. We prayed before every meal. My mama always told me, real love takes patience. And I believed her. I never dated in high school. Never went to wild parties. Never even kissed a boy. While everybody else rushed into relationships, I stayed focused on my values. Some girls laughed at me in college. They called me old-fashioned. But I didn't care. I believed the right man would come at the right time. And one day, someone did. I met Damien at a cafe in Savannah. Rain tapped softly against the windows, while I sat there drinking coffee and reading a novel. Then this tall man in a dark suit walked in. Confident smile, sharp eyes, expensive watch. The kind of man who looked impossible to ignore. When he noticed me, he walked right over. "You look peaceful," he said. "That's rare these days." My face instantly turned hot. Nobody had ever talked to me like that before. Later that night, I told my best friend Monica about him. But instead of smiling, she looked worried. "Girl, be careful," she warned me. "That man goes through women fast." But I ignored her. I thought maybe people misunderstood him. Maybe he just needed real love. After that, Damien texted me every single day. Sweet messages every morning. Flowers sent to my apartment. Chocolates. Long phone calls at night. He made me feel special in a way I had never felt before. Slowly, I fell for him. One evening, he invited me to a beautiful rooftop restaurant downtown. The city lights glowed around us while soft music played in the background. I wore a black dress and felt prettier than I ever had before. After dinner, he drove me home. The car became quiet. Then he leaned over and kissed me, my very first kiss. My heart pounded so hard I could barely breathe. Part of me felt happy. Another part felt scared. The next day, Damien wanted us to become even closer. But I stopped him softly. "I want to wait until marriage," I whispered. He stared at me for a moment, then smiled. "Then let's get married." Everything happened so fast after that. A week later, we flew to Miami. Damien said he hated huge weddings. He wanted something private and romantic. I trusted him completely. I wore a simple white dress. We got married at a tiny beach chapel while ocean waves crashed outside. No family, no guests. Just us standing together, promising forever. When he placed the ring on my finger, I honestly believed my dream life had finally started. That night after the wedding, we drove to Damien's beach house near the edge of the city. The ocean waves were loud outside, and the whole house smelled like candles and fresh rain. My heart was beating fast the entire drive. I was nervous, excited, and honestly scared too. Everything in my life had changed so quickly. When we walked inside, Damien wrapped his arms around me from behind and kissed my neck softly. "You're my wife now," he whispered. Those words made my cheeks turn warm. Soft music played quietly while golden lights filled the room. We sat together for hours, talking, laughing, holding each other close. He brushed my hair behind my ear, kissed my forehead, my hands, my lips. I was shy at first, but he made me feel safe, loved, wanted. That night, I gave him every piece of trust I had inside me. I believed our marriage was real. I believed we were beginning a forever together. The next few weeks felt like a dream. Every morning started with kisses and warm hugs. Every night ended with us wrapped in each other's arms. We cooked together, watched movies late at night, danced in the kitchen, and stayed awake talking until sunrise sometimes. Damien was affectionate all the time. He constantly pulled me close, kissed me softly, whispered sweet things in my ear, and made me feel beautiful in ways I had never experienced before. I truly believed I had found my soulmate. But slowly, things began to change. The late-night phone calls started. Then the lies. Then the distance. The same man who once couldn't stay away from me suddenly acted cold and irritated. Some nights he barely touched me anymore. He stayed glued to his phone for hours and avoided eye contact whenever I asked questions. Deep inside, I knew something was wrong. One morning, Damien left the house without saying goodbye. Hours passed, then more hours. When he finally came back, his face looked empty, cold. He dropped his bag near the door and looked straight at me. "This marriage was a mistake," he said. I froze. I thought he was joking at first, but he wasn't. He told me I was too simple for his lifestyle, too emotional, too ordinary. Every word felt like a knife cutting deeper into my chest. Then he grabbed his suitcase and walked out the door. Just like that. No apology, no goodbye, nothing. My marriage had fallen apart almost as quickly as it began. Going back home made everything worse. My parents were disappointed and embarrassed. They blamed me for trusting someone so quickly. The one place I thought would comfort me suddenly felt cold too. But Monica stayed beside me through everything. She helped me move into her apartment in Atlanta. I found a quiet job working at a bookstore downtown. The peaceful atmosphere slowly helped me heal. Then one afternoon, everything changed again. I saw Damien's face on the cover of a business magazine. Turns out he wasn't just rich. He was a billionaire CEO. That's when reality finally hit me. To him, I had never been a wife. I had only been entertainment. For weeks I cried myself to sleep, but eventually sadness turned into anger, and anger turned into strength. I hired a lawyer. We filed a case against Damien for fraud and emotional damages. He laughed at me at first. He thought I would back down, but this time I refused to be weak. When we entered the courtroom, I walked in confidently with my head high. And in the end, I won. The money helped, sure, but what mattered most was getting my dignity back. Months later, my parents apologized and asked me to come home. But by then, I had changed completely. I forgave them. But I chose my own path. Today, I live in a cozy apartment filled with books, plants, soft lights, and peace. I still work at the bookstore, and I'm taking online business classes because someday I want to open my own little cafe and bookstore together. Sometimes I still see Damien online or in magazines. Big smile, fancy suit, perfect image. But he doesn't control me anymore. What once broke me eventually made me stronger. And here's the biggest lesson I learned. There's nothing wrong with protecting your heart. There's nothing wrong with believing in love. The mistake wasn't having values. The mistake was trusting the wrong person. But no matter how painful life gets, you always have the power to rewrite your story. I still believe real love exists. And one day, I know I'll find the kind of love that stays. Thank you for listening to my story.